It seems we are just about ready to get going. Apologies for the delay, but it's Ancient is upon us now. And George, we do have Double Pony taking on the SKADE side, the French versus the Bulgarians, and it is the Bulgarians who start out on the CT defense.
Indeed. Hopefully no further tech issues for us to negotiate through this evening. Hopefully all of that ends here and we don't have to have a technical pause after this round. But yes, it's getting late and it's getting on a bit. And it's time for SKADE versus Double Pony. And already Ancient has provided us a great banger of a game today in about 2 bangers if I'm not mistaken. No, just the one. I can't remember. It's been so long. I don't know what's real anymore, Dan. As SKADE, are they even real? Well, they have to try and retake this B site now in a rather real fashion because Double Pony have managed to get that bomb down and are managing to tuck themselves away. Dennis Law already low on HP and Kaluba the same. Kaluba's been taken down nice and early. Rainwaker gets taken down also. Duplicate and Jocko trading blows, but it's still a 3 versus 2. Dennis Law somehow still very much alive. His ship's also doing one better. Thankfully, it is Exercise and Afro to finish the job, and Double Pony do get away with the pistol on the T side.
Yeah, good start for them. We've seen a lot of CT dominance, especially on Ancient, coming through today. And for Double Pony getting an early pick here should be a nice little bonus to them on their T side. Even if they're not able to pick up all too much, get yourself 5 or so rounds. That is mighty fine. And SKADE, they're going to go all in. Obviously, they've brought in Caliber into this roster, the sort of newest addition for this SKADE side, removing or rather replacing Oxygen. So now you got Caliber in this position, and I mean he's been doing okay. He's been doing decently for this side. Nothing magnificent. I think generally you'd say Dennis Law and Ships are the 2 players on the SKADE side that you would most likely see having these strong matches, strong performances. So I'm looking forward to it, seeing what they can bring. I don't know, Ships is partial to Mag 7, usually on Inferno, but maybe you'll bring one out here on Ancient as well.
You're really rooting for this Ships Mag 7, aren't you? You mentioned this in the halftime. You said, I really hope Ships brings out a Mag 7. And,
halftime?
Well, not halftime. God, I feel like it should be halftime. My natural body clock for halftime is already there. As it is Kaluba and Duplicate who have been able to work this way on for a decent opening frag. Duplicate and Kaluba both still looking for one. There goes Kaluba with that. More damage into Lucky. The Mac 10 not really able to find the impact it wants yet. More damage done to Body, but he's got a way to clean on up. But 2 more frags for Dennis Law and Duplicate. It's all up to a 1 versus 1, and Exercise slices it down to size 2-0, but it was definitely hard to come by. SKADE may be encouraged here to go for yet another force buy due to the fragility of the Double Pony economy. I don't like that tech timeout, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. I'm hoping it's a quick one.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like it isn't, though.
I can hear the ticking of people typing in the chat. Now, that's never a good sign.
No, they're just typing. Just need to restart TeamSpeak. That's all it is, guys. 1 minute timeout. Well, I can hope and dream, can't I? But
no. Sound issues. That's the timeout reason.
Yeah, see, TeamSpeak. They're just gonna restart it quickly, you know. Yeah. See, I'm just like, sometimes, George, a little bit of optimism gets you everywhere in life.
Does it?
Yeah.
Someone should have told me that a long time ago. I've been doing the pessimism thing because pessimists outlive optimists.
Yeah, but optimists, they see opportunities, George. They see opportunities and they take them.
They're not opportunists, Dan. They're optimists. Come on, there's a big difference there.
Because if you're an optimist, you're thinking, well, I could do that. That could work out well for me.
Yeah, but then it also couldn't. And it could be really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it could. What if you never know unless you try.
What if you're an optometrist? It's very different.
Isn't that someone who looks at ears?
No, eyes.
Eyes.
Eyes. Yeah. And then you could be an optician and give people glasses. Don't know. Maybe if you were an optimistic optometrist who qualified as an optician, that would be good.
Would you also be an opportunist?
An opportunist? Okay, I can't even conceive of this anymore. It is getting way too late for that for me right now. Been at this for, what, 10, nearly 11 hours? All right. All right, Dan, we'll leave that one there. We'll park the bus on that one. Hopefully this this tech issue gets resolved sooner rather than later. But with that force buy that SKADE have just gone for, I'll be interested to see what they're going to elect to go and purchase with this time. Are they going to go for a force buy of their own, or are they going to go for something a little more conservative, concede the third over to double pony, and then rebuy on the fourth? What are you thinking? What would you do in this situation?
Ooh. I mean, it's tempting to go for the force buy now and try and punish this double pony economy, because obviously it's just that one person surviving. You could, if you wanted to, go for that. I think, I mean, there's nothing wrong with just saving and going for the third round buy here. There's nothing wrong with that. The force buy in this round, it has the reward, but it also has a lot of risk, and you basically you're giving the double pony side a potential fourth round, which on the T side is pretty big already. Also, George,
Yeah.
you did mention it's getting a bit late for you. You can't deal with the amount of opportunism and optimism and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say how long it has been. We've now been on the broadcast for 11 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's been a long one, but we're just about reaching the end, and we do have a banger game to finish it off as we're back into things, George. Tech timeout comes to an end. Double pony still with that 2-0 lead, and SKADE, they're going to go for the fourth buy. They want to try and punish this double pony economy. There's already a lot of space garnered towards mid. But Denislaw could be in a really good position to close this one down. Famas, do they check for him? Bonnie's trying to creep forward, but Ships might get caught out, and he has. Afro trying to bait out the shots, and Denislaw gets a few off, but not able to find the kill, and now he's in an awkward position. The Molotov at his feet, he has to peek out. At least goes 1 for 1. So there's that. At least going the way of the SKADE side, but there's not much more. I mean, damage done to Exercise. The MP9 for Duplicate. Success towards mid for the SKADE side. Lucky might be able to cut him down, but he's actually just a little bit too late.
A little bit too late, or could Lucky here get a little bit too early? His teammate is yet to get into the site. If he falls ahead of time, then this could be a huge opportunity for SKADE. They did go for that force buy, Dan. I didn't notice at first. As SKADE, surely more than ready any moment to peer around this corner, find themselves an early frag onto Lucky. That will do so, but Exercise is right back in it. He clutched the last 1 versus 1. This time it has to be a 1 versus 3, and Rainwaker manages to leave no one left in his wake. It is going to be SKADE to pick up their first round. Rainwaker will just scupper across the site to collect as much utility and weaponry as he possibly can, but SKADE will not leave it a lot of time before they get moving again.
Yeah, they've I mean, made the force buy work. It was a risk, but it pans out. You get yourself into the opener. And you cut down the double pony economy early and their good run early. As we have another pause coming through. Joy, oh joy.
Good Lord Jesus.
What's the record for the longest map, by the way?
I don't know. But I imagine it had overtimes in it. We might not even get to that point. We're already on schedule. Looking a bit rough here. Another timeout. Unsure as to the reason right now. Hopefully no more sound issues. Hopefully no PC replacements or SSD replacements necessary here. Give me the game. I hear lots of typing noises in the background, so that's always concerning.
You said that last time.
It is always concerning though. Still sound issues is the bottom line.
Are we going to go down this? Are we going to go down this optimism, pessimism route again, George?
No,
I just
when you hear lots of people typing in the chat, it's like, oh, issue, and this is a further clarification on the issue. If it was like a quick issue, then it would just be like one message, everyone would be like, okay, and then we're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if it was like, I don't know, you said like no sound, as the first message. Someone was like, "What, on game or TeamSpeak?" And then you had to clarify, "Oh, meant on TeamSpeak. We're just going to restart that."
Wouldn't you only have
And
to
that's a few
clarify that with the
messages.
admin, not the opposite team? I don't know.
I don't know. It's good to keep the other team in the know, I guess, in that regard.
In the loop, yeah?
Yeah.
If you say so, Dan. If you say so.
I do say so.
That's cute.
Oh, dearie me. I think we're just about to get back into things here. As the pause does come to an end, SKADE, with that force buy, have found success and now look to try and build upon it, because the double pony economy isn't too strong. SKADE can definitely get themselves into a position now where you tie this game up and you break the double pony economy fully, and you can probably get yourself to a 3-2 scoreline before the double pony side are able to re-buy up. As you can see, a couple of Deagles, a Tech 9 for Lucky, and a couple Galeels. Already Jocko, though, has just nailed the first. And Rainwaker, he's not going to fare much better. He's taken out of action ships, at least rights the ship for one. But he's looking for more. He needs more. As the bomb's going to head in towards this A site, Ships is still in towards this temple position, hoping that maybe he can catch a player. That Molotov will force him back. A huge piece of utility there from the double pony side to garner them a bit more control. Good Jocko, he's going to take that control. Looks for the shot. Good damage onto Caliber. Can't quite find the kill. And with the bomb planted, though, man advantage. Double Pony might just force by back into victory here. Jocko is fully blinded. Quick kills from the SKADE side. Afro with the Deagle, though. Could be a huge factor. A huge kill comes through. Ships trades it out, and now it's Lucky on a Tech 9. He's going to play with his smoke, play around the site, and try and catch these players unknown in a 1v1, and that's a huge frag found. Now it's all up towards Ships, who's looking for the shot, and Lucky's just going to play with his food. No kit for Ships, no round for SKADE, and it's Double Pony force buying their way back into victory. SKADE not able to convert, and just have to sit tight on the one round for now.
The most French way to win a round, Dan. Force buy. It's always been the way, historically speaking, and even still now. Force buy the way to victory, and it has not failed them this time. Looking forward to it. If Double Pony can continue this level of form, they haven't really seen, haven't really seemed on this level of play against SKADE in recent times. Of course, they're still looking for revenge for the matchup they played on Monday. That was a full best of 3, though. This is not going to have the same luxury here. Instead, they're going to be taking a few less blows this time around. Just the best of 1, just Ancient, just a map that I don't even know. I still don't know whether this is a good pick or not, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, we'll find out at the end of the game, I guess.
Yeah, we will. We will, Dan. That's very true. Having said all of that, Double Pony have the upper hand here in this round at the very least. Round number 5 should be theirs. Dennis Law, Rainwaker, and Ships are the only two that have anything to go on here. 2 Deagles up for Duplicate and Kaluba. And already, Jocko is going to quickly dink the hands of Dennis Law down to the floor, leaving Jocko now to rotate back on in towards the temple. Further frags found for himself as he takes yet another M4 out of the equation. Does get himself caught a little bit with his pants down with the nade in his hands, but even still, now it's all on Rainwaker. He actually does really well to manage this situation, bringing it into a 2-on-3, a 1-on-3 now for Exercise, and it looks like SKADE may have just locked themselves into a second round, and that they have done, Dan. The second on the scoreboard, they brought it back for themselves. It's going to have to be another force buy here from Double Pony if they so elect to do so. Their money isn't really there, though, but they won't have the loss bonus, so you can be caught in 2 minds about what to do. I would say, might as well force.
Yeah, I think with the economy you've got, you may as well force, but they're not going to, which is interesting. I think when you've got like $1,500 for players, you're not going to be able to get the buy up in the next round. You've only got the 1,900 loss bonus. You're not going to have that buy. And now Dennis Law is just going to mop you up towards mid with a bit of support from Rainwaker. Body the last one alive. And oh dear. Oh dear. The Deagle spam doesn't work out for him. Just losing that one player. SKADE, a pretty clean third comes through. And now, I mean, as I said, Double Pony You still have players who can't buy. Afro only has 3,400, and a tech pause coming through again.
Oh no, more sound issues, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. We've already had to replace a few things today, but I'm hoping this can be the last of them now. Either way, we were just as we thought we were getting underway. We have something to break our fall down. Gravity hurts.
Yeah, it does. You know what else hurts, George?
Being pulled back down to earth after the shocking realization that this Counter-Strike game is not going to carry on as intended.
I mean, that too. In a very poetic way, I will say. But no, I was just gonna say, like, just falling. Falling hurts.
Falling
Stubbing your
doesn't
toe
hurt.
hurts as well.
Falling doesn't
Hitting
hurt.
the
Landing
ground.
does.
Yeah. Okay. Stubbing your toe hurts though, for sure. I've done that.
Yeah. Stubbing your toe, the little toe specifically.
I've actually deformed my toe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bent, like the one to the right of the big toe. It's, and obviously that's on my right foot. I'm not talking about my left foot. It'd be weird if I had a toe to the right of the big toe on my left foot. But yeah, it's like bent in the middle. To the right, bent to the right.
Well, that's excellent news, Dan. I'm very happy that you've shared that with us.
I'm just trying to fill time it.
Looking at this one, I don't know what the issue with the timeout is. At this point, I'm too gone to tell. Hopefully, it's easily fixable. I know that before this game started, there were a few issues with reliability in terms of like power provision to one of the two teams or something, but hopefully that's not persisting any longer. We've obviously had TeamSpeak issues. It's just the nature of the game, I suppose.
Yeah, we are going to send to a short break here while we get these tech issues resolved. Hopefully we'll be back relatively soon. In the meantime, enjoy some music, I guess.
Forgetting who I was, or have to look back that far. And I don't want to forget who, get who. And are you just fucking around in my mind one last time? I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it. I
Welcome back to what hopefully is the last break of the evening. SKADE versus Double Pony has been fraught with technical issues so far, but hopefully that's the end of it. Here we go. 3-3, Dan, Chan, and I to take you through the final game of the night. It's been a long day today, but hopefully SKADE and Double Pony can keep an exciting enough game to keep us powering on through, Dan. It's going to be good so far already. We find ourselves with Double Pony onto a strange buying pattern. They ecoed the last round to now try and get a buy in this one, but then realized they could not. So therefore they go for a half buy here. Keeping their economy healthy, I guess, trying to keep them in a situation where they can get everything they want when the buy ultimately does swing around. But for SKADE, well, they're going to be very happy to take open that opening frag. Kaluba, no real threat at all there. Just taps on down with the A1S to find the opener.
And for SKADE, they'll be hoping that's just the first of many in this round. And that's this B site looking pretty impenetrable right now in this round. I don't think you're going to have much to go off here. Afro, that's a brave call. Wanting to try and catch a player out. Not going to work out as Duplicate is just watching for him. Use as you like. Caliber's spray a little bit off, but eventually he gets the tippity tap onto Lucky. Jocko finally gets at least one kill for the Double Pony side, and he's looking for more. Potentially could find Duplicate. He does, but eventually Ships will finish him off, and it is Double Pony falling in the 7th round with SKADE now taking the lead for the first time this game, I think. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think you are. I think you are. I mean, I feel like this game has been going for a full 30 already, but we'll leave that one at the side and carry on with it as if it hasn't. So 4-3 now for SKADE. Obviously, they have had. I mentioned at the very start of the game that they have had Double Pony's number in recent months. They've just absolutely been crushing them at every twist and turn. Every meeting they've had has been 16-8, 16-11, something like that. But they haven't really played Ancient all that much. So it's interesting that they opted into this. SKADE clearly feel like this is their best shot. A map in which they've obviously been putting a little bit of time into. Felt comfortable enough to pick it as their third map against Double Pony on Monday. Obviously didn't really get to play it because they beat them 2-0, but maybe SKADE have got something up their sleeve. And at the moment, the trick is Kaluba. I think he blocks that nade so it doesn't actually hit his teammate as well. I think he just tanks that. Him. He just tanks that.
Yeah.
I guess that's cool. If he wants to sacrifice himself like that, Ships is more important, I guess.
Yeah, it's like that sort of when you see people in like films throwing themselves on a grenade.
Yeah.
That kind of deal.
Didn't they do that on Mythbusters and they were like, yeah, it's not really going to do much?
Don't know, maybe. I'm sure they probably have tested it. I just can't remember the outcome. And I don't want to think about what the outcome was. It's too much brain power right now, George. As Jocko is going to have a little bit of a look in towards mid. This isn't going to be too much brain power to understand what's going on here. As he's trying to look for space, but Dennis Law still towards Donut. Bites off a first kill, takes body out of action, but look at Jocko still lurking for more. They don't expect Rainwaker towards Donut, and he's able to secure one. Jocko now strikes as well. And now, Dennis Law's in such an awkward position where he's got players on both sides of him. You can just see he doesn't know which way to look, and Jocko's going to have an entire feast around the back lines. Eventually, Duplicate takes him down, but Double Pony looks set for a fourth, and they will convert with the help of Afro, and even recovering the AWP as well. That's a nice little addition to this Double Pony arsenal for the next round. These are some nice shots from Jocko. The 180 just nails Caliber trying to come in for the refrag. SKADE will go for whatever they can muster up in this round. Their economy not really getting to a strong position either. They're left with Duplicate on a Deagle and Caliber on a MP9.
Another day, another Double Pony clapback, and SKADE once again, like you mentioned, Dan, not looking great financially speaking, and Afro will take another opportunity here to capitalize further onto the SKADE woes by taking the AWP out early on. Rainwaker and Ships, the only two real threats remaining in this round, but they have done better with worse before. They were able to pull a 3 versus 5 similar situation with similar weaponry back. But already with Exercise sliding on into the DMs in towards Temple, quickly taking down Ships, drops his anchor and beaches him in the sand, as Double Pony almost certainly have this round locked on up now. Over towards the A site, the remaining CTs are going to be backing out towards middle and B. So they're going to be scuppered a little bit, as Lucky just keeps himself and these options open, waiting for these CTs to rotate on into his position. See if he can pick any of them off. I don't think they will. I think they're just going to go back towards spawn, to be honest. So he's not going to be the lucky beneficiary of any of those today. As it is, it will still be a fifth for Double Pony, irrespective of the fact that SKADE are able to save these weapons.
Yeah, I'm sure they're really thrilled with the Deagle and the MP9 being carried into the next round. I'm sure that's exactly what they wanted from this one. Of course, we do have the M4A1S as well. But you're not going to be able to get a buy per round this. You're just going to hope that these weapons can find anything at all to work with. $2,400 loss bonus for them. You'll be left at about 4.4 thousand. And actually, they're going to go for the force buy around it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see if it pans out. But Double Pony have a lot of weaponry here to fight back, and a lot of weapon that should be able to make pretty light work of this SKADE buy. Just a single rifle for them on that Bulgarian side. Yeah, that one's probably not going to go too well for SKADE.
Not going to go too well for SKADE, you say, Dan, but Kaluba getting in there, up close and personal. MP9 so effective at that range and already takes Lucky out as the first frag over towards B. But little do they know that there is a little ploy going on over towards the A site, and that will be with the bomb carrier of Jocko as well. Are they going to actually wrap this all the way around, or is this going to stop here? Are they just trying to cut rotations for the time being? Well, Dennis Law is nearly able to get one out of it. Rainwaker is actually able to get one out of it instead, and that's Jocko taken down. That's the bomb taken down. It's a 2 versus 3. I feel like they might have just let this one go a little bit too long. All the antics just would not stop, and SKADE have now been gifted an opportunity to win a round outright. Body has to go 1-on-3. And I've seen the state of this body. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to beat it right now. Seems like Kaluba would, and it's 5-5. Just going to keep the rounds rolling in. It's back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, we sit 5-5. SKADE having a lot of success with these force buys, actually, which is kind of crazy. We've seen that, what now, 3 force buy victories from the SKADE side out of the 5 rounds they've won. So a lot of success coming from these low buy weapons or low buy rounds, and it's just sucks right now that they can't find that same sort of success in these gun rounds where Double Pony are having a lot of it themselves. And they want to go aggressive. Afro, that's a nice first pick. Gets down to 3 HP, but he's found the kill onto Caliber. And you'll be gladly take that as a trade. 3 HP for a kill. I know I would. But Dennis Law, he still has the AWP for the SKADE side. And that's going to be positioned over towards his A site with a bit of support from Rainwaker towards the donut. They could potentially lock down this A site, as it looks like the majority of this Double Pony force is going to be progressing through A main, so a lot of pressure is going to be on this AWP to try and perform, try and at least find the opening kill and back away, bring it into an even 4-on-4, and there you go, there's the first, looking for more. Dennis Law might collect, the flashbang is trying to blind him up, looking for a second, and there you go, he does at least go and leave it in a 3-on-3 for his teammates, as they're now starting to clean things up. It's only Afro remaining with that 3 points of health, and he will get finished off by a duplicate. SKADE will take the lead in this game, and finally a gun round goes their way, despite Afro finding that opening pick. So a nice little turnaround from them. Dennis Law doing well to grab a couple kills and bring it into an even situation.
Yeah, that is good. I think one thing that's better than that as well is that SKADE have finally now run 2 rounds in a row and are starting to burn down that Double Pony economy. The one thing for me that's going to be a big problem here is to whether Double Pony elect to force buy or not. They have a little bit more loss bonus than they did when they were last finding themselves in this situation. And when they were last in this situation, they went for this weird kind of intermediary double eco, not really a buy kind of situation, which was a bit strange. And certainly didn't pan out the way they'd have wanted it to. With that being said, though, SKADE were not able to weather that storm all that easily. So does this timeout elicit Double Pony the insight that they were looking for? Well, I already see a Deagle being purchased, but that's just for body. Everybody else doesn't look like they're going to invest anything, as a matter of fact, Dan. They are going for that eco because they do have a little bit of loss bonus accrued already. So the idea being is they should be able to get themselves a buy in the next round. SKADE, by this point, they will be 7-5, and we're already well into this half. Getting in deep now, Dan. Roll up your sleeves because it's deep time. Kaluba's about to truck a couple of players with an HE grenade. That's a big one. As Lucky goes down to 49, Body down to 70, and Afro down to 84. Still, though, not quite as big as what Body's able to offer up with that Deagle. More shots coming on through, but again, inconsequential because they still don't result in a frag for SKADE.
Surely Double Pony don't win this one, George. Say it ain't true. Say it ain't true. As it's just Glocks and a single Deagle, man. Ooh, Penny. Oh, he does actually hit the second time of asking and get himself another as well. This thing starts to all come unraveled on the Double Pony side. It's only Exercise remaining. Trying to look in towards the temple. He's spotted out. Rainwaker cleans things up, and an easy anti-eco for the SKADE side in the end there. Despite Caliber going down early, not too bad. Not too bad. Just that one kill. And that does now set up this Double Pony full buy, obviously, on the T side. You get a pretty decent buy up with around the sort of $4,400 that they had. So they'll go for those 5 AK-47s. No AWP for Afro. Could be a bit of a hindrance, considering Dennis Law seems to be working pretty well with his AWP.
Yeah, he does actually. Does seem to be working quite nicely now. That round on the A site seemed to have imbued him with a little bit of confidence. And now Double Pony are going to look to try and strip that away from him. They looked to initially be going for quite a quick ploy over towards the B site here, but once again, they just find themselves stuck in this little kill box here around this elbow sort of area, and they keep getting hit by grenades. Lucky, once again, down to 44 HP this time, better than the 49 he was hit for last time. Duplicate rolls on in and is able to double up on frags with Kaluba, spamming through the wall, duplicates the frag onto Exercise, and that's just going to be a surefire victory for SKADE in the end of the round there, despite Afro getting that one frag. Duplicate grabs 3 in the end. It's 8-5 SKADE. Starting to look a little more comfortable now. They've broken that deadlock against Double Pony, and now Double Pony have to take to the eco once more.
Yeah, and as well for SKADE, it's good that they're getting a few rounds through here, getting a bit of an advantage over the Double Pony side, because we've seen a lot with these CT sides being the more favoured sides, a lot of teams able to form comebacks in the second half. So for SKADE, you want to be getting towards that double-digit mark, and that utility is going to make life a little bit more difficult for the Double Pony side, who wanted to have a little bit of a peek in towards that position, and they are just going to have to fall away for time being, as utility damage, again, does big work. It's Duplicate who finds the opening. Jocko actually trades out with a Deagle. Catches at a bit of an aggressive push towards mid. Duplicate is just there, though, with the AK. Can't quite find the final kill towards mid. So a little bit costly now. A couple of kills found by the Double Pony side, and potentially Caliber on offer here as well if the smoke timing doesn't go his way. Lucky could be on for a kill here, but he's going to just keep himself tucked up in the corner. And he should have at least one of these kills, surely. Preferably both. There's the first. Spots the second, trying to get it done. And there you go. Easy as you like. Easy as you like for Caliber there. And SKADE, they'll find 9. They'll keep themselves barreling along on this CT half. Just one more round to play for a Double Pony. They'll have the full guns out once again. This time, Afro does have that AWP.
AWP in hand for Afro, like you mentioned, and this is really, I don't know what Double Pony need here, but on this T side, they need some openings, and that's exactly what Afro can deliver with that AWP. He finds the first. Kaluba taken down on a bit of an aggressive ploy towards middle, and now Ships is going to take his place, just making sure they have some sign of presence over here. Ships will even go aggressive. And as a matter of fact, may yet still find Body. Still going to keep his eyes peeled because he can be shot from both in front and behind at the moment. Needs the assistance of his teammates to just keep him at bay. And Body's progress will now no longer be a threat. Ships may still reaggress for this, though. He seemed inquisitive as to this area of the map pretty much the entirety of the round thus far. But I think enough doubt has been installed in the minds of SKADE that the Bulgarians just want to try and back away from this one. They don't want anything more to do with it. Good HE grenade right onto Ships. Takes him down to 68. Doesn't dislodge him or anything. You need an incendiary for that, but even still, softening him up. Got a good idea of where he is. And that's a nice idea. Even at the moment, though, Jocko and the rest of Double Pony don't look like they're too sure about what they want to do just yet. And with 46 seconds remaining in the round, I think they might want to get their finger out. A good dodge of the flashbang for Ships, but Afro's just too quick on the draw. A sweeping peek in any second from Afro as that smoke might dissipate, but instead turns his attention left in towards the A site as Body will now press through middle. He has 2 players to fend off against, one here with the AWP, and if he goes round this way, he might catch them all completely unaware. Not sure whether he actually spotted the player there, but either way, Dennis Law is not going to be aware of the fact that there is a player in behind him because he hasn't had that information called out. Now Rainwaker gets taken down too, and Double Pony look like they're going to secure themselves a 6th at the very least. It's been a bit of a rocky T-half for them at times, but they are going to pull it back to a respectable scoreline as Duplicate down to 13 HP. Pop in a reload, pop in a switch of weapons, but even if he is able to find a frag through the smoke, Exercise is coming, and Exercise will finish him off. 9-6. Double Pony managed to bring it back respectably, but we'll see if they can take this game respectfully after the halftime break.
And with the first half coming to a conclusion, it's 9-6. The second half about to get going here, with Double Pony needing a few rounds of comeback potential to try and tie the score against this SKADE side. And maybe the pistol can provide that, with now Lucky on the dual Berettas. Interested to see what may come from that. And Body actually goes for the dualies as well. Afro ditching a lot of economy to get those up for his teammates, and he'll just be left with a single solitary flashbang. The SKADE side will have a little bit of utility to work themselves, but to try and take aggression towards the excavation site. It's initially SKADE that find the success. Lucky did get 1 kill, but the trades are just so strong for SKADE that they sit themselves in a 4-on-3. This B site overrun. The bomb's gonna get planted. And it's actually in a pretty nice position as well if Dennis Law does get it down, but no, it's actually be Caliber to go for the bomb plant, but Dennis Law's going to provide that little bit of cover as these CTs now look to try and fight back, but ships on the flank is going to be the key factor in that one that denies Double Pony a 7th and secures SKADE double digits here, so a good start to their T side now.
Yeah, sweet little start for SKADE. They needed something like that because now they can use this as a springboard to catapult themselves into the victory lap of this second half. Of course, they now get this decent buy up against the force buy from Double Pony. They're going to be bringing in Deagles and the Scout for Afro. As long as they can weather this storm here for SKADE, they should be in a really good position moving forward because it will give them a freebie in terms of a lack of purchasing power from Double Pony. So that should find themselves up towards 12-6, and that's already a pretty decent buffer. And then you can look to try and go from that point forwards with just playing out your gun rounds as you have been doing so far. You've been the more successful of the two teams on the CT side, so why not try again on the T side? Fundamentals cross over quite nicely. So for Double Pony now, they're just going to have the main issue of just finding out information. That's most of what the CT side's about here on Ancient, really. Trying to get as much information as you can before the hit comes in. Whilst it is difficult to enter into sites as the T side because of the narrow choke points and limited places in which you can get to on the T side, you also do have the added advantages that you can hold back and deny the CT side of a lot of information until the moment you hit the site, really. So it comes with a pinch of salt, the T side on this map, and as long as you can use that lack of information to your advantage, then you can usually have a pretty successful T side. Of course, today we've already seen that the T side has been the negligible of the two, and already a huge chunky HE grenade is going to result in a lot of damage being done to a number of SKADE players here, which leaves them extremely susceptible to these deagles. Jocko landing 2 before getting run down. A third now found for Lucky, leaving it all onto ships. He is 1 on 3. Surely there's no way in which he can pull this off. He holds on the periphery of the smoke, of which Exercise is already going to let him pass, and Double Pony will win the force buy.
Fair enough. They'll keep themselves in it. They'll get themselves that 7th round, and now SKADE, I assume, will probably answer back with the force buy, because you're not going to be getting a full buy in the next round, even if you save here. So you may as well go all in. You may as well go all in. That's what I say in a situation like this, especially when you got that sort of $1,500 for a few players. They will call a timeout, which I think is fair. It's actually the first one they've used as well. So you've got yourself in a position now where, yeah, you just have to go for the force buy, but it's about what sort of you plan to do here. You can go into a force buy without a plan, and you end up just sort of getting massacred. If you come into a force buy with a sort of game plan, a sort of some sort of methodology.
What are you trying to say? There you go.
Methodology. Man, it is late.
Got there in the end.
Late. I'm surprised I've not made more slip-ups like that. But if you come in with some sort of methodology, you at least have a chance to cause some damage and catch Double Pony a little bit unawares by something a little bit more sneaky rather than just your standard, let's hope we hit some deagle shots. Which, of course, can work, but why not go for, let's hope we hit some deagle shots and have a decent plan that might get us a kill or two.
Give it a whirl, girl. Whatever makes it work, and Body has a lot to do here. Whoa, that's a nice first headshot onto Kaluba. Just a quick 2 bullets and one of them connects, and then Jocko's already in behind finding the bomb carrier as well, leaving just Duplicate to try and fix the round on up. He's got a 1 versus 4 on his hands, a MAC-10 in his face, and an AK-47 or an M4 coming in from behind. He has managed to get the first of those, chucks away the AK-47 so they can't recover it. We'll go to the MAC-10 instead. Body should have him dead to rights here, though. The flashbang has gone just a little over Body, and that's a great round for the Frenchman to get back into this one. Couple of good feel-good frags there for himself, gets himself up into the double digits in the frag charts as well, has some great assistance from his teammates as well. It's one of those rounds that feels good for Double Pony to weather that kind of storm. Now, SKADE find themselves a little bit worse for wear, financially speaking, and this allows Double Pony with all of the opportunities to get back in.
Bit of a run boost there, just gets Afro up towards Snake a little bit earlier. As they will just be against these pistols, should be a 9th on the board, and I think if you drop too much here, Double Pony, you're in a really sort of awkward position. Obviously, a couple kills from that previous round does keep the economy somewhat low. Like, you've got a few players with a bit of cash. Afro, Exercise, and Lucky, they have a bit of cash to play with, but Afro's just going to eat them up here. One by one, they just feed the AWP. 3 quick frags from him, make it 4. Not quite the ace, as Body will steal that final one. But it is a 9th, and a very clean 9th as that as well. So they build up a little bit of cash in reserve. And just close in on that SKADE side.
Game isn't over yet, Dan. Thought maybe at the 10th round with the pistol round victory at the first round of the half for SKADE, they might be able to at least use that as a springboard, but Double Pony have taken the springs out of it. So they've tried to jump really high and they've just fallen flat on their face. Double Pony now with all of the cards in their hand. AWP for Afro, desperately needing that one to try and open up many of these rounds. Still stealing away the MAC-10 here for Lucky to try and feel a little bit fruity with things. Trying to go for a bit of a bonus round as the A-site execute coming in real quick. Exercise able to get the first and oh, just fades away with the second. Fully blinded but still grabs it. Now Afro just trying to wait around the periphery of this smoke for somebody to reveal themselves to him. Denislaw holds up on top of the flower bed here and Afro takes his teammate Rainwaker to the cleaners. Cleans him off, washes him down, dusts him off for Denislaw to now try and clutch out a 1 versus 5. Gets the first, but Afro too quick on the draw, and the French team have got themselves back level at 10-10.
CT sides coming to fruition on Ancient all the time, and now Double Pony, the next recipients of that fruit of the tree, fruit of the ivy. What do they call it?
What?
Fruits of their labor? Is that it?
Yes, that's the words.
Yeah. Fruits of their labor tree, yeah.
Where are you getting the tree from?
Not the conservative tree, the labor one.
Where are you getting this tree from, my guy?
It's in my back garden.
Like, why is this tree coming into your vernacular here? I don't know what your obsession is with this tree, but we need to let it go, okay?
Yeah. It's just a tree I always look out the window at.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Touch some grass.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got to say to you, Dan. Let's just get back into the Counter-Strike, yeah?
Yeah, I agree with that. Enough of the trees. Jocko has had enough of Duplicate as well. He is just removed. And I think it could be a real good chance for Double Pony to take 11 as well. Get themselves into the lead for what feels like forever. It's been a long time.
First time since about round
4 or 5, probably.
No, because they were 3-3, so probably about round 7. I think they got 4-3, and then SKADE were able to take 5-4 and what have you, and from that point it just started to escalate out of control. But yeah, Double Pony have the advantage here, obviously financially speaking and firepower-wise. They're just going to start to try and build a bit of a bank on this CT side already. They are doing so. I mean, you can see Lucky's got a fair whack of money. Afro's got an even bigger whack, and everybody else is just starting to stack up around it. And if they can have a flawless round here where they don't have to flush any more reinvestments down the toilet, Double Pony can really start to look quite strong and mercurial into the later portions of this second half. Just Denislaw is all that remains. You don't want to give him a chance to try and win this round outright. And thankfully, with that Deagle nerf, Body will just about survive. Pre-patch, I'm not sure he would have.
So yeah, Double Pony with the lead. I will say one thing. Just
go on.
came to my head. Double Pony actually have a pretty fire social media manager. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's their official like social. I don't even know if they have like an official page because obviously they're technically orgless. Well, they are orgless. But whoever manages their like Twitter account is actually a pretty good memer. I will say that.
Is that because they included one of your casting clips in their announcement tweet?
No, totally unbiased opinion. I can't believe you'd even put forward the notion that I would have bias for something like that.
No, just the free promo. It wasn't really doing it for you. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, because I'm sure everybody loved it when I said exercise.
Yeah, that's great.
That's really what we going.
That's really done it for me. Anyway, SKADE is really doing it for me in this round. They've taken both Lucky and Body and should have relatively safe passage on towards the B site if they can dislodge Jocko. Now, they are rotating an extra man over here. That is in the shape of Afro. The bomb is still situated somewhat close. Afro's even getting a little bit curious. They're going to smoke him out just so that you can have an opportunity for a frag. Gets that frag on ships, backs away, and now tries to get one more, leaving his teammate Jocko overexposed and cold and alone. Exercise does grab one more back, so it is going to be a 2-on-3, which is a pretty winnable situation if it weren't for the fact that SKADE were already dovetailing their way over towards the A site. Now, there needs to be a quick rotation here, hot-footed from Exercise if he's going to see this one coming. The bomb is not yet there. Rainwaker still trying to make his way over. But I think that Dennis Law might have a bit of a read on this one. Denny, you got that one? Absolutely, Chief, I do. As he snaps up the round and likely finishes the job here, Afro can't really consider contending into this one. They want to keep their finances looking rosy. And whilst he does have 10k, and we'll have a little bit more after this round, still wants to keep that AWP up.
I think that's fair enough. You don't need to try and win every round here. SKADE have struggled to get the round sort of flowing on their T side so far. The first one is, well, sorry, the first one apart from the pistol round about to come through now. So, yeah, I think if you double pony, when you have Afro with $11,000 before cash has come in, maybe you say, okay, you don't need to save. Like, you could go for it and rebuy, but then you're in a position where you're investing a lot of extra cash onto that AWP again. It's still a weapon that you don't have to rebuy, and you can keep that economy maybe rolling a little bit longer if you do save that weapon. So I think it's a smart decision, especially when it's like a 1 versus 3, and you're just not going to have the chances of winning just so low, and the sort of need to try and win that round is also just so low right now. Maybe if it was like a 15 or like 14-14 or something, you might think more of it. But tied up 11-11. This game's going all the way, George.
Yeah, it just had to, didn't it? To close out the day, it just had to go all the way. Wouldn't have had it any other way, Dan. Maybe I would have had it without some of the tech delays, but that's just the nature of the beast. First day of a LAN event, new environment, new setup, hotel rooms as well for the quarantine procedures. It's not the easiest. But with that being said, SKADE and Double Pony now at 11-11 in a difficult situation really here. Mostly for SKADE, where if they lose this round, they're going to find themselves financially speaking in a little bit of turmoil, specifically for Duplicate and Ships. The rest of the team might just about be okay. But that is another meaty HE grenade coming out from the Double Pony side. They've been doing that relentlessly over towards the B site earlier on, but now the same thing happening over towards A. It's quite the stark contrast. And now with Exercise also looking to try and make his mark felt on the round. Not quite revealing the opportunity just yet, but SKADE, Double Pony, just both going to be prodding and poking at one another for now, tempting fate for the time being, not doing anything too outrageous or outlandish. And already...
It's a nice smoke, though.
Well, Dan, I'll tell you what is a nice smoke. It'll be the one that will come when they inevitably replenish this one, if they elect to do so. Because that's just going to delay more time off the clock here. SKADE are looking pretty stagnant as it is right now. They're pretty set in their ideals to go in towards this A site. So Double Pony are going to look to try and put a spanner in the works for that if they had anybody over here at the A site. Now the execute comes on in. You can see all the smokes flashing and blinding and pluming all over the place, and Body unfortunately not able to stop anybody on their entrance into the site. He will do so posthumously though with a frag over the top of the smoke, as now Lucky surely has to emerge out sooner rather than later. Kaluba is just going to be standing right next to Lucky inside of that one. Finally sees him as the smoke starts to dissipate, and now at 11-11 this is going to be an important 4-on-4 for both of these two teams to try and win out against Kaluba. Just picking them off one by one though. Afro finally gets the better of him this time around. Rainwaker, Exercise all trading blows. Dennis Law is going to be the crucial player to try and dislodge here, and Afro can't do it. Exercise is just sticking the bomb. He doesn't have the time, and as a result it is going to be a win for the SKADE side. They just about clutch it through.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, this is not clean whatsoever. This is not, well, I don't want to say messy, but it could be swinging either way at so many points in this round. Exercise, he has little option but to take just the hope that maybe he sticks to the fuse and they don't try and go for him. Unfortunately, it doesn't end that way, and you do have SKADE finding 12 and the lead back in their favor, but Double Pony still got the cash to rebuy. They'll go for it here. They'll go for those double AWPs. Yeah, and they've got Lucky on that secondary AWP. Already, though, Jocko's found an opening. Duplicate wants to trade, but he's just getting rinsed. He wants to take the first shot, and I think he thinks Jocko is just going to hide behind the corner. Doesn't think to give him a second look, but Jocko just retakes the fight. And rightly so, because he's able to get a second kill and double up on the advantage that Double Pony have. So now down by 2 in this round, SKADE need to find some sort of way back in, and I don't think this is it. Walking into Lucky's AWP, that's just not gonna work. You're now left with just 2 plays, but Rainwaker has found something to work with. A smoke very quickly in return, though. Means he's not going to be able to push up and Exercise go for it. The knife. Yes! It's the 3rd knife of the day for us. We've had 3 knives today, George, on the C stream. May not be the last one. There may be more to come.
Yeah, there may yet be. Exercise has managed to bring this round back as well. SKADE just cannot get away from them, can they? Now at 12-12, here we go. Replay of that knife. Saw it coming from a mile away. Exercise just bided his time, was very patient with it. Nice work from him. But even what I was going to say here is just can't seem to get away from each other. They're constantly locked in this constant battle of winning 1 or 2 rounds, then the other team winning 1 or 2 more, getting themselves back to one another. Now Double Pony comes at the cost. Got to try and win 2 in a row here to make this one work real happy. But SKADE are going to do everything they can to stop it. They're not going to be too hefty on the buy, though. Afro now has a lot to do over towards this A side. Just swinging out, taking pot shots, flashbangs all in his eyes. Can't turn to the right quickly enough for Kaluba to be adjusted to. And now that leaves it in a 4-on-4. The Gorilla's been ridded of. There's now... Surely Kaluba can get into Temple here and do some big damage. There's going to be nobody to dislodge him. The second AWP of Lucky is just trying to stare him down, but he's still not having any luck with Lucky peeking into him. Maybe Lucky by name, Lucky by nature, but just needs to find a Lucky opening frag here, and something needs to go his way. Isn't going to come around the corner. Instead, it's Kaluba to once again drop a player out of the round. It's a 2-on-2, a 1-on-2, and all of a sudden a 0-on-2 as Body cleans up the round. And that should be the second in a row for Double Pony. A much needed round for them. They can collect the double AWP setup if they can remember where the other one is. And SKADE are going to be a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, Double Pony back into the lead. Neither team is able to find any sort of sustainability here in this second side. It's just back and forth over and over again. They keep fighting for tooth and nail for each of these rounds, and sooner or later one of these economies is going to break. You're going to have a position where you're not able to fully invest into the round, and it's gonna hurt whoever it is and whoever's forced into that position, basically. As now you have SKADE. They actually take a bit of an eco here. They take a bit of a partial off the back of that. They go for just a couple AKs, a couple MAC-10s, and it's Lucky who finds the opening already. A nice aggressive peek. Oh, looking for more. There's a second as they almost line up for him. And this could be Double Pony onto 14, but SKADE, they're playing for the 14th. They know that this round is probably not going to go their way. They've less cash for a few of these remaining players to work with. As Caliber's going to start creeping in towards his A site. Does he get the timing on the player towards Temple? Oh, yes, he does. Somehow, Afro not spotting him there, as he must have been scoped in. That's a nice frag to find, but the bomb is just so far away. There's no way it gets in here before Caliber gets punished and pushed. Never mind, actually. They've managed to get the bomb over here pretty well. There is a player.
Yeah.
There is a player nearby. It is Exercise. And he's just going to hold his ground. He's going to wait for his teammates to rotate over as well. Doesn't want to take this fight alone. We'll have Body coming in through the donut. A teammate behind him as well. That'll be Lucky with the AWP. They've got to try and dislodge these two players from near the temple. Lucky's going to peek forwards. I think he spots the barrel out. Definitely will call that to his teammates, but he's lost one of them. As now he needs to find anything with his AWP as time windows down. That up shot misses. Not going to connect with a no-scope and Exercise. He's DC'd.
Okay, must have DC'd or something.
Yeah.
Timeout? No?
Must be. Surely a timeout. Yeah.
Or is he just like asleep at the keyboard? Maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He was still in that position for a long time.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that sucked.
I really thought that Exercise was actually just big chilling there, waiting for his teammates, making the right players. They all had kits. But
yeah. It didn't look too crazy, but
he disconnected.
Yeah.
I was wondering why Lucky was going ahead and like he wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
It was strange. But even still, Exercise just not really with it. So hopefully he gets back into it. Hopefully this timeout is short-lived. Can't be dealing with any more tech issues today.
Nah, considering all the other streams have now finished as well.
Yeah. Loving it.
So, yeah.
AFK, DC.
We even George, we even had a 16-1 and a 16-2.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it is what it is, I guess. And 13-13 could not be closer at this point.
It could not, but well, when Double Pony get their man back in the server, we'll soon find out what the state of their economy is going to look like. 40% loss, by the way, Dan. And we're looking at the state of the economy here. It's going to be the most important thing for both Double Pony and SKADE, because when you get to a 13-13 scoreline, you find yourself in a position where, financially speaking, you don't have the viability to go for buys on buys on buys. One of you will be broken with just one round win. So you've got to be very careful with how you tread these rounds. They are very difficult to negotiate. They are very delicate, kind of perfectly balanced rounds in many cases. And fingers crossed here that whichever of these two teams it is, they can bounce back and pull us to a decent game. But I don't know if this issue is going to be long persisting, Dan. Don't know if you have any updates to us, but hopefully it's not going to be all that long.
I think we're going to head to a short break here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Looks like we've got a few tech issues to resolve, so hopefully we'll be back relatively shortly and we can indulge ourselves with the ending to the SKADE Double Pony match.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hoping for the break. No matter how lost Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. I, with my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
Lost that one.
for what could be the last time tonight, I welcome you back to the C
Oh
stream.
no, he said it.
13 to 13, as SKADE and Double Pony have finally sorted out all of their connectivity problems and are now back in the server. So SKADE and Double Pony, a crucial junction, and it is Double Pony who'll be taking an eco here at 13 all.
Oh dear. This is...
Stretch it out, baby.
I need to stretch my arms. I need to stretch my legs. I need to stretch everything right now, George. Lucky's going to try and stretch his Zeus out a little bit. Get as much range on that bad boy as you can. He's currently positioned over towards the excavation house with that, and I think that's fair enough. I think that's a fair enough position to be playing with that Zeus. There's potential for kills, unfortunately. In this round, however, you're not really going to be finding much of anything because SKADE, they're all heading over towards the A side. It's going to be up to these two players up on the boost to see what they can find. Exercise is going to be playing for the bait for his teammate, but I think they were both spotted out. Yeah. Nice peek from Rainwaker. Goes for the wide swing, spots them both, takes them both down, and now it should be SKADE mopping up. Pretty convincing 14th round here before Double Pony will go for that rebuy in the next. And that's where it's all going to come down to, this game. It's going to come down to whether Double Pony are going to be able to fight back at 14 to 13. Because if they can't, then you're in a very difficult position at 15 to 13. Like, it's going to have to be that force buy, whatever you can cobble together. And even now, Afro doesn't have much cash.
No, he doesn't, but he's still going to get dropped the AWP, I believe, dropping a FAMAS out for one of his teammates. So at 14 to 13, Afro going to have the weight of the world on his shoulders with this AWP. He and his teammates need something big out of this round to save them in the first game here of their group stage campaign at IEM Fall. Of course, it's only the first game, and we're already fighting tooth and nail for every point that we can get here for both SKADE and Double Pony. And right away, Denny Slaw takes Afro to church, schools him, sins him, cleanses him of all of his sins, and preaches the good word of the Bulgarian AWP.
Body could have had more than one there, unfortunately. He's only up to find duplicate, but at least doesn't go down for nothing. Double Pony need to try and fight back, though. They're a man down, need to get themselves back into the groove of things. And they're going to walk backwards into ships. Luckily, Jocko trays, but Lucky was really sure of players coming out from those B doors. Unfortunately, it's all going wrong. It's just Jocko alone. A 1 versus 3, plus Denny down to just 1 HP. So good damage done to the AWPer, but there's just no way he's ever going to win this one out. Caliber's going to be hearing this noise as well, calls it out to his teammate, who will peek from the sniper's nest, and there's 15. And Double Pony, they just have nothing to play with. It's going to be Deagles. It's going to be maybe an SMG or two on this Double Pony side to try and fight back and force this one to overtime.
I was going to say, Dan, look at the money. There just is none. It has to be the force buy. It has to be every little dollar that you can squeeze out of your Double Pony economy. And boy, oh boy, Body, Lucky, Exercise, all sporting the MP9s. It's Jocko on the Deagle, Afro to try and make it work on the Scout. Surely this is the end of the line here. SKADE have them dead to rights, bang to rights. Jocko do everything he can. He's had a good game so far. 21 frags, 23 for Afro, but it's all just not going to be enough by the looks of things, as Body with Lucky both going to press through in towards middle before distributing their efforts back in towards side house. I think a little bit of deterrent there from SKADE over towards the B doors. They're going to back away with the cover of smoke fading, distribute a bit of their utility back to one another, and SKADE looking like they're eager beavers to now make their way in towards the A side. They just got to be careful they're not going to get caught out on any flanks here, because with these MP9s and such, there is a susceptibility to that kind of behavior. Also, Exercise up on top here is going to be a key man to take out right away. The MP9 from this position, it's exactly like the B tunnel on Dust 2 when you stand on top of the hay bale to the right of the tunnel. You can find yourself getting a plethora of frags, a multitude of frags if they don't check you or clear you, or you're just blinded up for a second longer than you need to be. That's 1, that's 2. Caliber gets 1 more back, but Lucky, he's making it sing. It's a 4-on-2, Dan. SKADE might not be out the woods yet.
They're gonna try and fight back in. Huge kill from Rainwaker to find, and another kill onto Poney.
Oh, yes.
Rainwaker! He's just gonna go berserk inside of the A side. It's all on Jocko, but maybe they line up. A few missed shots could have been it. And now they know where he is. Flashbang blinds him up temporarily, but that's now a frag for him found. Now just Ships, a 1 versus 1. There was a chance there to catch him escaping, but Jocko is just gonna push forward, and Double Poney, they will stay alive. Rainwaker, huge effort from him, but those MP9s were just too fearsome to begin with. It was a big, big deficit to try and overcome, and Jocko now saving his team. 40 on the board, 1 more for OT, and they'll have money, but so will SKADE.
Good golly. Good golly gosh. That is a tough pill to swallow when Rainwaker does all of this to try and get his way into the site. Beautifully, expertly, knowing his angles, knowing the upper angle appears before the lower one, checking all of his corners. This commitment to the plant here from Ships ultimately does scupper his round. He has time to play with, and yet just doesn't take it. There is going to be more money here for SKADE than there will be for the Double Poney side, I'll tell you that much. Despite winning, the money still isn't going to be great, but they did it with less, Dan. Did it with less.
Yeah, they did it with less, fair enough. MP9s go brr, I think is what they say nowadays. But you can see SKADE, they have everything they need here with match point and potential end to today's action for EU on the line with the SKADE side. Getting that all put for Dennis Law, the 4 AKs, Double Poney. They do have to leave Afro on just a FAMAS, so don't think there's going to be an AWP for them. Doubt Jocko is going to be wielding it. That would be a little bit odd. And no, he does have an AK-47. So no sniper for Double Poney. Could be an issue, but we'll see them going very, very aggressive towards mid. Body missing the jump a little bit the first time. He's going to boost up over onto Afro. This is a lovely angle. That's a perfect angle to find the opening frag. And Jocko is made. He's going to fry duplicate too. Chips is going to push in towards this B site rather, and does capitalize on towards Lucky, not really being fully aware of the possibilities here. But he's alone, Chips. His teammate's so far away. The bomb's still towards T-spawn. But he's pulled rotations over, and Body might just walk into the crosshair here. Ships, he could have the frag. A few shots ring out, not going to connect. But it's Jocko maybe next in line as the smoke begins to fade. Ships will find it. 3 on 3, and the bomb is now going to start to hasten its approach towards this B site. But there's a player inside of the site now, Body, who's going to be looking for Ships, and he's surely he'll get it. And now turns his attention. Rainwaker just missing the timing, but he catches him with a nade in the hand. Even better timing as the bomb can get planted. 2 on 2. Dennis Law's going to switch into the AK. Knows it's better in this situation. Over towards this B site, then the AWP is going to be up to Exercise and Afro to try and clutch this one out, try and keep Double Poney in this game and force OT. If this could be a huge kill from Afro, he gets it. Now needs to try and duel against Dennis Law. It's the FAMAS, and it's overtime. Double Poney, they force it all the way back. And SKADE can't quite convert in regulation.
Time for a break, Dan. Time for a break before we get into overtime. We're back on the other side of this one, just 3 minutes' time.
And it is overtime between these two teams. Of course it is. Final map of the evening. What a better way to close it down than a little bit of the overtime action. MR3 10k start money, so you got to be a little bit careful with what you're buying up here. If you lose those first two rounds on the CT side, you're going to have a pretty poor effort into that final round in terms of the economy. So you do have to be wary of that as SKADE continue on the offense. Double Poney will now make their or give their best effort on the defense, I'd say. Able to clutch out a couple of last rounds there, get them into this OT position. Now with the economy reset, it's everybody's to play for. First to 19 takes it all.
I believe it is 10k MR3 here in the RMR event as well, not 16. So that makes a little bit of a difference for the finances here, but Lucky is going to open up well, finding the first frag here on the CT side. Giving them the opportunity to try and pull a 3-0 off here, I think would be the best outcome for Double Pony. In fact, it's obviously going to be the best outcome for either of these two teams, but the double AWP setup right away and having the luxury of going right into that is always going to be a massive assistance to them. They were very good with that double AWP setup in the second half already. It's what got them to this point, basically, after SKADE did pull off the victory in the first half. So the double AWP for Double Pony. Double by name, double by nature, and now got to try and double up on a number of round wins here. Caliber looking to try and enter in towards the A site first things first, but there's going to be a number of players in his way. Standing guard, looking like Gandalf. Thou shall not pass kind of thing. Already big spray damage.
Spray. Oh, body. That is delightful, and that is just so surely cemented the round for the Double Pony side now. Caliber's trying to creep in. He does get the first. He is not going to expect the players behind him, though. It's Exercise. Oh, who goes for the frag on the faraway player first? It's not going to matter in the end. His teammates are going to close down, and it is 16 for the French side. So off to a good start here. Off to the races, you could say, for the Ponies. Did you get it?
I see what you did there, Dan. I see what you did. It just took a minute to register. My brain is on like a satellite delay at the moment. Yeah. Still alive, but I'm barely breathing. And at the moment, Double Pony are they're very much alive. They've got that double up setup rolling. They've got an AK now on Jocko as well, who's been pretty good this game so far. Afro's going to go for the boost up already, going aggressively, and potentially has an opportunity here to swing out and find a frag, but the smoke in his eyes just stops him from doing so for a moment. I hope he's patient here, waits for this smoke to dissipate, because he will be massively rewarded. Unfortunately, his patience does not pay off. And now Jocko inside of the site is going to have a lot to deal with. Lots of frags flurrying on in, and it's Jocko who finds two so far as Duplicate grabbing one more on the trade, on the contrary, but Jocko needs to go for a 3k. Flashbang is so good from Exercise to help him out, and Jocko's just getting it all done over here at the B site. Locking it down, shipping it up, and Ships in his own right has to try and find a way in here. He's just not really got the space or time to do so. He and Rainwaker, though, making a nice pinch play out on middle. Now Rainwaker in behind. It looks as if I think it's Body might have a bit of a read on this one coming in, but just needs to make sure he finds the frag, and that's one thing that Rainwaker's not going to let him have easily. Thankfully, Afro has put the round to bed with just Ships getting taken down, and I know with that 10k MR3, Rainwaker's thinking about the money. He's thinking about saving.
You have to. You have to at this point. You can see the cash in in reserve for the SKADE side, or lack of cash, I guess, would be the better term. Keep this AK alive, and I think Rainwaker could probably drop over and up to Denislaw. And I think the rest of the team should be somewhat okay to get the buy through. It's a little bit easier on the T side in terms of the economy than it is the CT side. So I think they'll be somewhat okay. But the timer ticks down. Double Pony will realize they've got this one secured. They don't need to worry too much. Rainwaker is nowhere near. And Rainwaker's actually been having a pretty solid game. 25 kills for him. In all honesty, there's not really anybody who's having an absolute nightmare game, especially for the SKADE side. I think when you look at Double Pony, it's a very similar situation, although you do have Lucky on 13. He's not been like having an absolute mare of a game. He's still there with his team, providing a lot of support. So it's not like he's a tough factor for them. I would like to see him getting a little bit more going with that AWP though, especially if he's going to be wielding it alongside Afro. Like, that's a big weapon to be carrying. I don't know if it's worth having a secondary AWP when you've already got Afro on the server.
Well, so far it's hard to argue with it. It has basically secured the first round of overtime here for them, and now the second is going to be on to Exercise to do so, but he swings out a little bit over aggressively. Afro there to help him, though, inside a temple. It's such a stronghold for the AWP player. Afro getting one more, swinging out potentially for a third. Is he going to be patient enough to hold the line for it? It seems he will, but it's a tag, not quite able to finish it off, and Caliber will burn him alive. Now in a 3-on-3, obviously the health advantage here very much in the favor of the French side. Ship still getting inquisitive in towards temple, but not too inquisitive for Body, who will shut him down right away. Rainwaker into the back of the site. Caliper also trying to make his way on in, but they're just going to evacuate for a second. I think they might understand that Rainwaker is making his way out of here. A 2-on-2, a difficult one to try and negotiate. Caliber's just holding the line for the moment, seeing if anybody's going to peek into him. A quick adjustment, an even quicker frag. Lucky now with it all to do, 1-on-2.
This should be a huge round to win as well.
Not going to spot Rainwaker to the left of that one, though, and not going to spot Caliber either, so they're going to wrap around to the B site pretty much scot-free. Lucky is not going to catch anybody in transition just yet. Okay, he is. Will that make Rainwaker rethink his decision? He's gone back around the world. Lucky's now dovetailing it back over towards B, Dan. He's been completely bamboozled. What a time it would be to step up to the plate right now, and has the HP to do so as well. Rainwaker only has 17 HP, so even the pistol could get this done for Lucky.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows that Rainwaker's low. Doesn't seem like it, because Lucky's still wielding that AWP and he's going to try peeking in. Did he hear those steps from Rainwaker? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he heard those steps from Rainwaker. Oh, is he going to go all the way around? This could be huge. This could be absolutely huge. This could be the round-winning play. If Lucky just sticks the bomb, though, it's going to leave Rainwaker in such an awkward position. He's going to smoke towards the donut, and he still thinks he's over there. He's going to have to hasten his pace, though, Rainwaker, because Lucky's just sticking the defuse. Oh, no. It's the clean sweep for Double Pony on that CT side, and I like the play, but there just wasn't quite enough time for him.
Damn, that feels bad. That feels really bad. It was actually such a big brain play as well from Rainwaker. Lucky had no idea it was coming in, just couldn't anticipate the stick on the defuse, and now a 3-0 half on that CT side for Double Pony sets them up really, really well. For some reason here, Exercise is going to be the player with the AWP. I'm guessing that's going to be a spawn-based thing, because Afro feels like he's going to be able to get something done with the AK-47. Maybe not, I don't know. It's all up in the air at the moment, trying to fix a problem that isn't really broken. Afro's been the man with that AWP so far, leading the server in terms of frags, and the majority of them have come from that weapon, so I see no reason why you wouldn't want to have him on it unless he's got a specific play in mind with this AK-47.
Double Pony just need one round as well, remember that. One out the next 3. They had a perfect CT half, and now they are going to reap the rewards. SKADE can still put up a stalwart defense. A-site looks like it will be the main point of contention for these ponies, as they'll have a couple players over towards the A main position with that bomb included. I think that drop will have been heard by the player towards Donut in Rainwaker. But there's a bit of pressure being applied towards mid as well. And SKADE have to consider that. They will send Denislaw back over to try and Just make sure that nobody's going to lurk around towards the back of that A site. Rainmaker towards Donut needs to get more than just a one. Unfortunately, you can't body with a couple kills. Those are huge frags, and it's all falling apart for SKADE. It's now a 2 versus 3. Afro posted up with the AWP. We're looking towards CT, and he gets a tag onto Duplicate. Not quite the kill coming through, but that should seal this round. Afro's going to get that plant down. Body up close. Surely gets his kill into Duplicate. Even if his teammate gets tagged down low, it's all up towards Caliber now. 1 versus 3. First kill secured. Needs another 2, but he gets a good amount of damage through. It's not quite enough for the kill, and it's 19 to 15.